It is not how much we do or how big the things are, but how much love we put in the doing, because we are human beings, and for us it looks very small. But once it has been given to God, God is infinite, and that small action becomes an infinite action. Because God is infinite, there's no measure for God.
Há 100 anos nascia uma fada, ou melhor, uma santa, Madre Teresa de Calcutá. Dedicou mais de 70 anos, quase uma vida inteira de trabalho diário, na maior parte das vezes anônimo, a ajudar os pobres e doentes. Aparência frágil, olhos brilhantes. Essa missionária nasceu na Albânia, mas escolheu a Índia para viver. Ganhou o Prêmio Nobel da Paz. Teresa, simplesmente Teresa, ajudava os mais miseráveis dos miseráveis. Quem testemunhou o seu trabalho dizia que ela atuava da seguinte forma: via o problema, rezava por alguns segundos e começava a pensar na lista de necessidades urgentes para resolver aquela situação. Ninguém esperava que ela fosse tão eficiente. Seus gestos sempre foram maiores do que qualquer palavra.
The aim of our congregation, the aim of our existence is not just to do that work. The aim is to satiate the thirst of God, the thirst of Jesus on the cross, for love for souls. And so, who are the nearest to Him? The poorest of the poor. That hunger of Christ on the cross, the thirst of Christ on the cross, we satiate by our love in action. As a rule, it begins with smile of the eyes, smile of the face, smile of the touch, the way you touch people, the way you give to people. All that is love in action. And that's why people who come in contact with the sisters feel that presence, feel that touch, feel that contact with Christ in the sisters, and the sisters feel the contact with Christ in the distress in disguise of the poor. It's not always easy, but it's a beautiful and a very wonderful way, and it brings really that presence of God through our actions to the people. People are scientifically and otherwise, people are trying to prove that God was, that we have everything possible. We can do now everything. We can give life, we can destroy life, we can do so many things. God was, His majesty was, His greatness was, His creation was. So they are trying to prove that. And yet that presence of the poor and the work, the love in action that's going throughout the world is proving that God is.
Madre Teresa was born in 1910. There were two sisters and a brother. The first one was Aggie. Then came my father, Lazar. And then Mother Teresa, Gonja. They were from a wealthy family. They had everything they needed. My father remembered Mother Teresa as a mischievous child. Joyful, playful, was no goody-goody. Her mother had a strong personality. She was very religious. She always taught them to be good, to be helpful. Her father was a very well-educated man. He owned a construction business. He died very young. He was 42, I think. After Mother Teresa's father died, they had a very hard period. They were very poor. Mother Teresa left Skopje when she was 18, and she went to the Loreto sisters.
We have to find sanctity in the work that God has entrusted to us by giving us the special gift. To each one of us, He has given a special gift. Maybe I can peel only potatoes, but I must do that peeling of potatoes beautifully. That's my love for God in action.
Thank you.
It is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the doing. That's more important to Almighty God and to us also. This is very important. None of us has come here to be a number. I don't need numbers. We have much work to do, but still I don't need numbers. None of you have joined the society to be a number. You have chosen to be to the society to be a missionary of charity, a carrier of God's love. And if you don't have that zeal to help the poor, to take the care of the leper and this and that, then we should pack up and go home. No need to stay. No need to stay. God speaks in the silence of the heart, and we listen. And then we speak to God from the fullness of our heart. First we listen, God speaks, and then we speak and God listens. And that connection is prayer, is oneness with God. A soul of prayer, fruit of prayer, is deepening of faith. And the fruit of faith is love. And the fruit of love is service. And the fruit of service is peace. That's why we need to pray to have a clean heart. And if we have a clean heart, we can see God. And if we see God, naturally we begin to love one another. That means we see and we look, and then we give our hands to serve and our hearts to love. And that's the beginning of holiness. God's love is infinite, full of tenderness, full of mercy, full of forgiveness, full of kindness, full of thoughtfulness. Doesn't matter color, doesn't matter race, doesn't matter nationality, doesn't matter religion. Hindu, Muslim, Jews, Buddhists, communists, Christians. Every single man, woman, child is the child of God, created in the image of God. And that is the most beautiful part. Once we realize that we are created by the same loving hand, that we are brothers and sisters. And that love in action is the living reality of the presence of Christ. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.